we will be interrupted, perhaps not. Seed, cess. Maddie, what do we have on the board? Prefixes, roots, or suffixes this week? Yes, you're correct, Maddie, roots. And why did you say roots? I'm sorry? Well, they're not the ends, remember, necessarily, because ends would be suffixes. Okay, they are the middles of words. They might be the end if there is no suffix. They might be the beginning if there is no prefix. But you're right that they form the middles of words. But Maddie was correct on the roots issue because of the way they're presented there on the board. Can somebody tell me the little hint about the way they're presented?
Good Monday morning. I apologize. I was waiting for the bell to ring. It's Monday.
All right. Gabe, you were about to answer my question. The question is, how are these presented on the board to give you hints as to what they are?
Slash.
Not a slash. Use your punctuation words. Come on, they're up there on the board. Not a colon.
Well, I think it's because there's no dash behind it or
Gabe, you had the right idea, just the wrong punctuation. When we see no dash, that indicates that it is neither suffix nor prefix. It is a root. It is the core heart of the word. So when we see this, the dash indicates that something is about to follow. If I see this, the dash indicates that something just preceded it. When you see neither of those, you know you're dealing with a root. Okay, so we're on to something different today. A root is a bit different from a prefix. And when you play around with these roots, you might find yourself a little bit more challenged in navigating the dictionary and finding these words. Can anybody give me an idea about why that's the case? Why would it be more difficult to find words using these roots in the dictionary? Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, very good, Tyler. Thank you. You don't know what they start with. If I gave you inter as a prefix and said find a new word with inter, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to I. And then I'll find inter, and then I'll find interchange or intercede, something like that. But now you don't know what's at the beginning. I'll help you through that. By the way, first period just ran through it, and they didn't have a problem finding words. Because words came to mind, or they used a different trick that I'll teach you to find the words in the dictionary. Well, let's see how well you can do with just finding words on your own. Does anybody know any words immediately that use these roots? Tyler, we've heard a lot from you, so process, nice. Thank you, Katie. Let's take a look at process for a moment. Ethan, where are you going to divide process? Give me prefix, root, suffix analysis.
Okay, pro is the suffix prefix.
That's right.
And that's the root.
That's correct. What can you say about suffix? There's no suffix. Excellent. So process, we have no suffix. Katie, it's your word. Can you use it in a sentence? Because I want to see what part of speech you're thinking. She couldn't finish the process. No, that's fine. That works perfectly. That gives me the information I need. What part of speech is that? Very good. Katie's thinking noun as, or process as a noun. She couldn't finish the process. And you could add some detail. She couldn't finish the process of fill in the blank, but this is fine. Can somebody transform it? Add a suffix, do something, James. Processing. James, any idea on what, by adding the ing, what part of speech you've just created? No. Open your vocab skills packet. Come on, that little 5-page packet I gave you. Everybody, look. Zek's on top of it. Open it to the back. vocab skills packet, open it to the back. Just the very last bit in that packet. It's talking about word transformations, and it says fact right on the back page. Fact. If you add an ed to a verb, you can make what part? Hold on, James. Let's answer the question one at a time. If you add an ed to the verb, like I say fix, and then I go to fixed, what part of speech can I create that way? Adjective. I can also do that with an ing. That's what that little fact note talks about. These are called, this is the present participle, there's a past participle, they're called participials. You don't have to worry about all that grammar term. But what you'll be able to figure out pretty quickly is that EDs can create adjectives. INGs can create adjectives also. So James, I'm going to say yours is an adjective. Processing is an adjective, and I'll use it in a sentence. The processing computer made loud noises as it worked. I now am using process as an adjective. Somebody else had a hand up. Tyler, did you have your hand up about something? No? Okay. It can be a verb, can be a noun also, depending upon how you use it. Yes, Tyler, that's a good question. So think about Katie's sentence. She couldn't complete the process. It's a noun. Or I could say the computer processes information. That's a verb. So you're right, both you can use. Seed, and cess means to yield or especially to go. A process is a going forward. Proceed means to go forward. And you don't have to copy down sample words and sample sentences. Remember, you'll get that. But you probably want to copy this down. Here's something else you want to make sure to copy down. That's the original Latin word. Sidere. Means to go. You want to copy that down because when you're finding new words that use this root, you want to double check your work by looking in the etymology. That's a little word origin section. And make sure that you see this as part of the etymology, just to make sure that you've got the right word. Tyler. Yeah, definition. Sidere. Yeah. Sorry, it's Latin. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you a question. Matthew, what did inter mean? Between, very good. Inter, seed, to go between. Intercede is a word that means something similar to intervene or interfere. So you can see how your knowledge of the prefix from vocab lesson 1 and your knowledge of the root now from vocab lesson 3 give you an understanding of the word. Words make sense. They're built out of different pieces according to rules that you are learning pretty quickly. All right, you are not allowed to use proceed today because it's one of mine. You are not allowed to use intercede because it's one of mine. Only Katie can use process, and that means its various forms, people. Procession, processing, processor. I don't want to see that on anybody's paper except for Katie's because she offered it. That only leaves you, I don't know, a few thousand words to deal with. So there you go. I'm going to hand out the vocab lesson, and then you can grab dictionaries. Remember, do your individual work. Once you're finished with that, show it to me. I will group you, and you can complete the group work.